If you're looking for injury news before the Raiders' Week 11 game against the Miami Dolphins, you're in the right place. I'm Mitchell Renz, host of the Raiders Report, and coming up here on today's show, we're going to get into the biggest news around the silver and black. We're going to talk about Kolton Miller. We're going to talk about Amik Robertson because I'm saying there's a chance that they might be playing this upcoming week. One of those is a lot more likely than the other. And then we got to talk about Miami because their star running back, it's looking pretty good for him. So the injury report that was just released on Thursday, first off, we're going to look at the defense, and then we will go to the offensive side of the football. I know a lot of y'all probably are seeing Maxx Crosby, a limited participant. Don't worry. He's going to be out there. He's going to be playing. Amik Robertson, though, he was a limited participant. But a lot of guys are starting to get a lot more healthy going forward here in a big-time game for the Silver and Black. So that's the defensive side of the football. On the offensive side of the football, a little less injuries, but a lot of offensive linemen and a lot of people that are going to be potentially impacting the running game here going forward, especially with Josh Jacobs. Kolton Miller did not play last week, didn't practice on Wednesday, limited participant on Thursday. It's very good news for him. Jakob Johnson has missed 2 weeks in a row with concussion. If they really want to pound the rock, Johnson, one of the best run-blocking fullbacks in the league, he looks like he's going to be good to go. Dylan Parham, Greg Van Roten, both limited. The injury that I'm a little bit more, or I guess the player I'm a little bit more worried about is Parham, because I've been told that Greg Van Roten will be good to go. If you always find yourself looking for the latest Raiders injury news, hey man, I got you right here. Every Thursday I try to drop a Raiders injury news segment. That way you kind of know who's in, who's out going forward into these games. But then on top of that, from a fantasy football standpoint, maybe you're somebody who's got De'Von Achane. Well, guess what? We'll talk about him coming up here in a little bit. Bottom line, for Raiders content, make sure you're subscribed. And also, we'll be live tonight for Thursday Night Football. All right, let's now talk about Kolton Miller, because the fact that he was able to practice on Thursday is a really, really good sign. And he's a tough dude. He's only missed 2 games throughout his entire NFL career, dealing with that shoulder injury. And I spoke with him last week, and Miller told me that, they were just trying to go with the safe route. Maybe they were anticipating, that he was going to be okay for Miami. Big game next week against Kansas City, and then you have your Week 13 bye. But with Miller expected to be out there, I fully anticipate that you're going to see the offensive line that the Raiders have been rolling out essentially the entire season, where Kolton Miller starts at left tackle, Dylan Parham starts at left guard, Andre James at center, Greg Van Roten at right guard, and then Jermaine Illuminor, who did a really solid job last week, filling in for Miller at left tackle, gets kicked back over to right tackle. I will admit, I will monitor who ends up starting at right tackle, Illuminor or Munford, because I would say 75% chance it ends up being Jermaine. So I asked you guys this question last week, and it was, what is your confidence level in the Raiders O-line without Kolton Miller? And I got a lot of answers at 5, 6. It was a tough Jets defense, and the Raiders O-line got exposed a little bit. So here's your opportunity to be honest with me. And this is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So you're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. I want you to scroll on down, answer this one, scale it from 1 to 10, your confidence level in the Raiders O-line with Miller. Overall, my confidence in this line is an 8 with Kolton Miller. I do think that they're one of the better units, even though some people might disagree with that. With Miller, with Aiden O'Connell at QB, teams can't stack the box as much, and it led to some offensive success in Week 9. I get it was against the Giants, but the Giants have still been a pretty solid team on the defensive line. Then you go up against the Jets. Very tough matchup. This week, going into Miami, which they have been a lot better at Hard Rock Stadium, on the East Coast. In an early game, Antonio Pierce decided to not have his team go there early. We'll see if it ends up paying off, because I know the last time the Raiders spent an entire week on the East Coast, it didn't work out because I was up against the Chicago Bears. But against the Dolphins, I'm feeling pretty damn good about this Raiders O-line. Hopefully we see a big game from Josh Jacobs. Coming up here, some injury news on Amik Robertson. Earlier in the week, I talked about Kolton Miller and whether or not he'd be good to go. I also spoke about Amik Robertson because earlier in the week, it was like, there's no way in hell Amik's going to be suiting up for this game. Well, you're saying there's a chance. Now, today's show is sponsored by Marine Layer, and I know some of you are probably like, Mitch, this may be the first time I've seen you without a backwards Raiders jersey. Well, guess what? Anytime I have an opportunity to rock some Marine Layer, I try to do it. And if you guys want to rock what I got on or any of the outfits that you see on screen, go to marinelayer.com/Chat Sports. That link is going to be available to you guys down in the comments and down in the description. So to me, I like comfort, and whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's a polo, or whether it's the shirt that I have on, I really think the Marine Layer is some of the most comfortable, most stylish shirts that I've seen out there. And I also know that sometimes people want to know exactly what I'm rocking on here. So the one that I'm rocking today is the Conrad sweater polo in oatmeal blue stripe. I'm being very transparent. I got blue eyes. Alex absolutely loves this shirt. Anytime we do a date night, Jeremy just gave me a little bit of but you know what there is? There's a little bit of when I wear some Marine Layer. I actually have seen this shirt on Chase a few times here. Sure, he's one of our 49ers guys, but if there's one thing that I've learned about the Nation reps, and this is a company that is started in California, so anytime I have an opportunity to show love to the Bay Area, show love out to Cali, I always try to do so. And then on top of that, they also have some amazing sweatshirts. Hopefully, Alex's dad's not watching because, spoiler alert there, John, I got you one of these. And if you want to get an awesome gift for the holidays, whatever it is, go to marinelayer.com/chatsports. That link, again, is going to be available to you guys down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. Awesome, awesome gear. I'm going to say it one more time in case you were sleeping. Limited time, get 15% off at marinelayer.com/chatsports. That's 15% off your entire order at marinelayer.com/chatsports, saving your closet one shirt at a time. All right, let's now talk about Amik Robertson here because I'm not shitting you. Amik Robertson practiced today. I mean, it was very well reported that it was not expected that you were going to see Amik practice all week. Remember, he got hit in the back of the head against Breece Hall when Hall tried to hurdle. He got left that was put in the fencing position. For those that don't know what the fencing position is, it's when your body goes into like a shock from a hard hit to the head. And you see that, I mean, it was a scary, scary sight. And the fact that you now see him out there practicing on Thursday, there was a report on Wednesday from a Raiders beat writer that said, Amik actually has a lot better shot to play than what people are giving him credit for. And the reason why it's such a surprise, again, is because of how nasty of an injury Robertson sustained on Sunday Night Football against the New York Jets. Then the Raiders go out and they claim Jack Jones off waivers. So usually it's like bad injury to Amik Robertson. I mean, it was scary injury. Then you go out and you claim Jack Jones, doesn't practice on Wednesday, and there's a lot of smoke there leading to the fact that you don't anticipate that you're going to see Amik out there on the field. But guess what? The reason why I freaking love Amik Robertson is dude's a dog. And the guy, anytime he's going to get a chance to go out there and play, he's going to go out there and he's going to try to do his thing. Now, just because he went out and practiced does not mean that he does end up suiting up. It does not mean that he's going to play. We have seen already this season, earlier on, I'm going to say it was Week 4, I think is what it was, when Jimmy Garoppolo ended up getting hurt, was able to practice, was in concussion protocol, and even though he practiced during the week, he was not the one that ended up going out there. Actually, I don't think it was Week 4. I want to say it was Week 7 when they were playing the Chicago Bears. But bottom line, concussions can be tricky, but this is very, very good news, man, for Amik Robertson. So give me a yes, give me a no. Here's your opportunity. Take a guess. Look it down into your crystal balls and tell me, is Amik Robertson going to be playing against the Miami Dolphins? Because what I'm about to show you after this YouTube ad break is going to make you probably say yes. The reason is I'm saying a lot of smoke is this. Look at the date, November 15th. Amik Robertson tweets out, "God is great." The following day, he's out there on the practice field. I mean, I'm just saying, dude, there's a lot of really positive vibes. It's almost like Chugs. It's almost like Taino Raider. Somebody was sending in the good vibes while Amik was down. Whoever did, shout out to y'all. Maybe it was the fact that of all of us spamming 21 for the entire week. Coming up here, more Raiders injury news and more injury news in general that is going to impact this game, not only for the Silver and Black, but also for the Miami Dolphins. But if you guys do not know, Jeremy Chugs and I, we are going to be live tonight, Thursday Night Football, little Ravens, little Bengals action, got some giveaways. On top of that, you already know, we're going to be live Week 11 Sunday. It's an early game for people out there on the West Coast, so I need you to get up there a little bit earlier. 1 p.m. Eastern time. Would you say breakfast shots? A little mimosas? Some mimosas and some breakfast shots.
I saw an ad for breakfast in a jar.
I'm listening.
It was a liqueur.
Okay.
Maybe we swing by a liquor store and get it. I don't know.
You had me at swing. Maybe we swing. No, seriously though, like, I'm totally down to have a good time, and if anybody else wants to pull up, make sure you set that reminder we're doing breakfast shots. We're going to be doing mimosas. We might even see a mimosa boot go down. But you know what I can't wait to see? The Raiders to shock a lot of people because 13.5-point underdogs, that's just downright disrespectful. And with a team coached by Antonio Pierce, that's the bulletin board material that I need. All right, let's go to some more injury news here on the Silver and Black. Roderic Teamer, he returned from IR. He's been a special teams specialist. On top of that, does offer you some depth there in the secondary at safety. Really curious to see what the Raiders' defense looks like this week going up against Miami. But Roderic Teamer, good to see him that he's ended up being back. Another news bit that I want to hit here is Dylan Parham. He is expected to be playing. I know he's been a limited participant. He's been getting kind of work there on the inside, but from what I understand, Dylan Parham is expected to play this upcoming week. And then the other one here is from the other side of the football, De'Von Achane. And, I thought it was kind of funny, the amount of comments that I got on social media. They were like, Mitch, you do realize his last name is pronounced Achane. I know that's how it was during the draft, but there was also a report earlier this offseason that De'Von wanted to go by Achane. So, tomato, I'm not sure, but he is expected to be playing. He was out there practicing today on Thursday. He's been practicing all week. Dude's averaging 12.1 yards per carry. So the Raiders had a really solid defensive line game last week against the Jets. I need another big-time game because Tyreek Hill's going to cook. Jalen Waddle's going to be a pain in the ass. This Miami Dolphins team has tons and tons of speed. You know how you slow down speed? You punch them in the mouth. All right, y'all. Appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you give me a follow on IG and on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 6365. Staying up to date. I know. I think I just butchered it for the first time. Staying up to date on all things going on around the Silver and Black. Jeremy Chuggs and I are going to have some fun tonight as well. So hopefully you tune in. If you're not doing anything, what the hell are you waiting for? Have some fun. Party with Jeremy Chuggs and I tonight. Ravens, Bengals. Maybe the best game on Thursday night we'll see all season.